Hello, everyone. So I just have some stuff down on my notes, and I wanted to share it with you guys. So here it goes. We live in a hologram projected from our own consciousness. This world, Maya, is illusion. Everything you see in your life is a reflection of your own consciousness and inner feeling. Things manifest when you have a passionate feeling, negative or positive, towards a thought, negative or positive. This happens all the time with no exception. Manifestation is not always instant, as most of the time there's a lag in manifestation, or it takes a while to manifest a thought or feeling. Yet it is always happening. To find fault on the outside world is to find fault within, because you are creating and manifesting your life. Only you are to blame. Take responsibility for your actions, for your creations, I should say. Karma means that this life is your doing. You created your life, so own it. The truth, and you, so own it. The truth, and you will be one with spirit. The true reality. The true heaven is not physical. Reality is non-physical, and this is worth focusing on. Simply let Maya manifest from your own inner heaven, and you will be happy and fulfilled. You will live the perfect life. You will be a leader just by focusing the mind and heart on love and light and heaven. So this is like something that I wrote, and I'll try to expand on it a little bit. Basically, like in my last video, Principles of Love, I talked about the actual science of how this world doesn't exist because matter isn't real, and it basically is because I'll give you a brief overview. A galaxy is 99.9% empty space, and then an atom is 99.9% empty space, and that difference of how big a galaxy is to how small an atom is, then go how big an atom is and how small, that next thing would be, whatever we'd call it, that super small thing that is matter. You look into the 0.1% matter of an atom, because there's only 0.1% matter in an atom. So you look at that 0.1 and it's made out of 99.99% empty space, then matter isn't real. And I guess it's kind of a theory, and maybe it's something you can't prove, or maybe it is something you can prove. I'm not really sure. But I feel like what A Course in Miracles says and what Jesus says is that this world is an illusion, and that to get upset over things that you created is very foolish. It's better to recognize and learn from your life. Like, if something happens that is out of accord with love, then you should realize and look inward and decide, what did I do to miscreate? What did I feel? What did I think that created this thing that I did not want to create? Because if you're feeling a certain way, if you're feeling guilt or you're feeling fear, we'll use fear as an example. If you're feeling fear, then you're actually wanting to be attacked. That's the truth. If you're feeling love, then you're actually wanting to be loved. You're wanting to be hugged. You're wanting to be loved. And that is what real desire actually is. It's coming from your inner feeling. Whatever you feel within you, you're asking for that manifested in the world. So it's very foolish to blame the world for your suffering and to praise the world for your happiness, because that's dualistic living. It's dualistic, the world. So if you're, I have another little quote of creating and miscreating that I want to talk about. So creating is letting inner feeling manifest as your life. So that's what I just talked about. Miscreating is gaining inner feeling from the world. Miscreating, gaining inner feeling from the world, which you can't really gain anything from the world. It's all like you're in an illusion if you're living that way, and it's dualistic as well. It's not living from the heart, it's living from the brain, because it's dualistic. The brain is separated in many ways, and the heart is one unit. There's the two hemispheres of the brain, for example, and there's many divisions. There's like 64 divisions of the brain or something like that. And the heart just basically, you could divide it, I guess, but it's really just one heart. It's not divided into different pieces. That's the way that I look at it. That's the way the Drunville Melchizedek looks at it, is the heart is one. So when you're just walking around in your day, you should be thinking about what you're creating. You should think like, if something good happens to you, think about what you were feeling before that happened, like during the day. Did you have an insight into the future? Because like sometimes I feel like, for example, like I'll feel this weird energy like in my shoulder or something, or in my leg, and I'll be with like a dog. A dog will be like around me, and I'll be with some people or something too, and I focus on the dog, and first of all I get visions of colors, and if the color is negative or positive, or if it is one or it is dualistic, whatever you want to call it, conscious or unconscious. And so maybe I'll see like red in a dog and it'll be unconscious. That'll mean that it's feeling unsafe, because that's what the root chakra is about safety and about nurturing. And if it, get some food, then maybe I'll see the conscious red color, which means that it feels safe because it has food. And then another thing that happens to me is I'll feel like this weird feeling in my shoulder, like it'll be like, I don't know how to describe it, but it's just like this weird squeezy weird feeling. And then like 5 seconds later, the dog will sneeze or something like that. And I just feel like that feeling is my manifestation of that sneeze. It's really like we're all one, we're all connected, we're all manifesting this together. And you can be in tune with your creations, and you can even create instantly, manifest instantly with creating from the heart, creating from spirit. Like if you know how something's created, if you know that nature is made out of love, then you can love and create nature. That's how you manifest instantly. You can manifest matter instantly, or matter. It's not really there, is what I feel. That's what I feel. I don't really have the scientific, proof yet, But like what I'm thinking is like, since planets are the biggest like pieces of matter, it's still weird to think about. Since planets are the biggest pieces of matter, there's some huge planets, that's for sure, but like they're the biggest pieces of matter are planets. And so the ratio of this galaxy and universe thing, or galaxy and atom thing of matter, this ratio of matter of 99.9% empty space does end with the planets, with the galaxy. So, you know, if you go bigger than a galaxy, if you look at a galaxy and go the same ratio of a galaxy and an atom bigger to a bigger thing, maybe it's still 99.9% empty space and it just keeps going on forever. That's what I feel is probably true. Um, but it kind of ends with the planet. And if you keep getting smaller, it makes me think that I guess that probably ends too. You know what I mean? Um, like maybe there's something that's so small that we actually found the smallest piece of matter that there is. Like maybe you can't actually get smaller than a certain thing because it ends in the macro scale. Maybe it ends in the micro scale too. But like, how do you prove that? Maybe sacred geometry can prove it or something like that. I'm not really sure. But I just feel that this could be scientifically proven. Possibly. Um, but like, it's not really what matters. What matters is that God already knows that the world isn't real. Whether there's matter or not, it's still not real. It's not, because it's illusion. That's what Maya means. That's what this world is called. It's called Maya, and it's illusion. So it's not good to be attached to the things that change, because the world has a changing, its nature is change. The world, its nature is change. And spirits, you know, well, the world, it changes and it dies. And spirit is eternal and is changeless. Yeah. So that's basically what I wanted to teach you guys today. Yeah, it's not good to get attached to the changing world and get so absorbed in it, like thinking that like moving matter, building matter, um, what is the point of this world? It's actually to communicate to each other. That is the purpose of it, is to communicate salvation to each other, which is heaven. You can channel heaven because we're all riding some kind of frequency. We're always all channeling in a way. But are we channeling the true self, the authentic self, the God within us, the goddess within us? Really, spirit does not have a gender. So it's just spirit. Are we channeling spirit and love? Well, if you channel love and spirit, and everyone is doing that, and everyone was enlightened, everyone was God embodied, then this universe would cease to exist, because we would all realize that it's not real if we're enlightened and we're spirit embodied, and we just have no more use for this world. So we'd all go home to the spirit world, to the non-physical, to the place where it is like 100-fold times better than the perfect sexual orgasm that lasts forever and never decreases and is perfection. That is what heaven's like. It may be infinite times better than that. I don't know. I don't really know what the right number is or whatever, if there is such a thing, or if heaven's just unlimited. If it's just you know, but I feel like it's the goal of our lives to reach heaven. You know, there's a song that says, reaching for heaven is what I'm on earth to do. And it's really true. But like, it's within you. So, you know, I hope you all find it. And if you want to find it, you know, love. And you'll find your tribe, you'll find your people, and you'll find the perfect manifestation of your life, because it's not meant to be that you just ignore the world. You just ignore, um, you know, to some extent, you are ignoring the world because you're ignoring something that's not real. So that's not a bad thing. But at the same time, you're still living in a body. So there's a great purpose to it. If you simply focus on heaven, then you know, I've told you about manifestation. So the perfect life will manifest. It will manifest, and you'll have the life of your dreams. But you shouldn't praise the world, and you shouldn't find fault in the world either. You should just know that the world is neutral, that you are neutral in the world, and that there is no duality in this. It's just living one feeling through it all, one eternal, changeless love through all your experiences on this planet. And it's the dream, the happy dream, you know, it's the dream of awakening. That is the dream that, you know, is the means to reaching actual non-physical heaven. So you can use the dream as a means of reaching heaven, and that's the purpose of it. And there's a lot of beings that are down here, or whatever you want to say. I guess not down, but like a lot of beings that are um not trapped, but like in illusion, and thinking that this world is real and attached to it, and scared of death and scared of God, scared of the truth. There's so many beings that are like that, and there is a purpose in living this dream and living a long life, and being a savior to those people that and those beings that are living in illusion. There is a great purpose in that. That is the purpose of the body, is to do that. And if you choose, you can stay here for as long as you want. Um, Baba G Nagaraj is a physical immortal. He's over 300 years old, and he's going to stay until the enlightenment of the earth. And that's going to be probably in a while, you know? But like, maybe we can do it too if we want to, but we don't have to. We definitely don't have to. We can always go home to heaven, to spirit, and you know, find refuge in that, and seek shelter in spirit, you know, because it's better to live in a world that's changeless, perfect, eternal love than to live in the world. But it is a somewhat noble thing to live, you know, in a human body as a savior. But if you're just living and being a materialist, living for the world, trying to collect a bunch of material things, and you're not communicating spirit to others, then it's not really worth, like, it is still worth it, I guess. It's still an experience, but like it's not, you're living an illusion and it's not real, so if you don't know these spiritual principles, then you're kind of just living a trivial pursuits, like seeking out things that aren't there, that don't matter, that aren't real. It's really true. It's crazy shit, but there's actually a line in A Course in Miracles that says something like, the truth to someone that's insane sounds insane. The truth to someone that's insane sounds insane. The truth sounds insane to someone that is insane. So if you believe in Jesus and trust what he says, then, well, I guess if you think the world is real, then you're fucking crazy. You're insane. And if you think that the world is not real, or it is not real, then you are totally sane. And hopefully you're open-minded to this principle that is actually true, that the world is not real, it's an illusion. But, I'm getting a grasp on these principles now, and that's why I'm sharing them, because I feel like it's very valuable and everything. And spirituality, the true essence of it is the most valuable thing in existence. It is really the most valuable thing in existence. There's nothing more valuable than love and spirituality. That's really what spirituality is love. There's nothing, and knowledge and wisdom and all these things, but it's really just love. If you want to call it that, you can, or you can call it spirit, or you can call it whatever. You can call it laugh. You can call it that. There. I guess now I have spirit in me. Or I don't have a material world inside of me. It's confusing, hey? But yeah, I'm going to end this now. I love you all. Peace in, peace out, but really just like peace in, because like that's really what matters. All right. Peace. Shaka. Hang loose. Aloha. Much love.